Okay, today we have a interesting case study. Got 2011 Mercedes Benz G 550. Customer complaint is, I'm doing a house call by the way. Um, Customer complaint is windows don't go down. Nothing is working, and seat does not move back and forth either. The switch for the seat is right here, and this is connected to the door control unit right there. So another thing to notice that left mirror does not work, but right does work. Scan the car for the codes, and I found the driver control module front left. That's exclamation mark, meaning it's unavailable. It's unable to talk to this scanner. This is a factory-based scanner, but if someone's using a launch or top-down scanners, it'll show no communication with the left front door control module. So looking at the wiring diagram and all that stuff, important thing to notice with European cars, especially Mercedes and BMW. Sure, it's true with Audis, Volkswagen, Porsche, and so you gotta have a correct production date. And same thing with Teslas as well. If you don't have correct production date, you're gonna have some bad days. The reason I'm saying this, let's go look at the wiring schematic. Let's go by the laptop. Actually, I'm gonna take the laptop to my workstation, and we'll go over a wiring diagram. Okay, so this is a factory wiring diagram. N691 is my door control module, left front. This is a fuse right there. It's a 30 amp fuse that feeds power to this control unit. Oops. And that's the ground. So, and another thing to notice, it's these are the CAN communication wires. Now, once again, you gotta know what model year you are at and your production date. Ours is 311, right? So that'll be 6U697, model year 2009 and beyond. So that's very important to know. If I go back here, let me go start search, and I get a bunch of options right here for door control, right? So if you go under left front door control unit right there, and if you notice right there, it says model 463, model year 2013 and up to 2019. And then if you go one above it, 463 is the chassis model as of 2019 and above. But if I were to go into this right there, 2013, and if I'm not paying attention to these details, you will run into trouble. You gotta read what's going on. It states it over here as well. And as you notice, the whole configurations change. This is the fuse F33, it's a 30 amp fuse, but that is fuse 68. Another thing is N73 is, let's see, what is my N73? It's a ignition switch. On this model year 14, or up to model year 14, there's another wire added to this that goes to this door control unit. It needs to see ignition switch. So point I'm making is, like, production dates are very important. So let's go back to our original diagram. Let's see, where is it? Left front right there. So these are the chassis numbers right there. So let's click PE right there, and let's expand our. Okay, so power, ground, and my CAN communication, you gotta check that. I already have the scope hooked up, and I do have a good CAN high, CAN low signal. But the reason I'm making this video I was about to call a door control module, but something that I noticed on the CAN communication, maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I noticed. So let's go check our power and ground, and then we'll check our CAN communication. Okay, so scope is hooked up. Let's check our voltage. That is the fuse right there. That fuse a door control module. This fuse right there. So let's check that. And I got 12 volts. Okay, on the other side of the fuse. So my fuse is good. Okay. Now let's check the. Let me do this actually. Oh, okay. Well. So let's check our. Let's check our red and white wire and brown. Brown is our ground. Red and white is our power. So let's check that. Let me just set up the scope. Okay. And we have 12 volts right there. Okay. So now we're gonna check the ground. What you can do, take our negative lead from the channel and let's do this. Trying to go with one hand. Okay, and this is my. I'm gonna do it on the ground, right there, and have 12 volts. Okay, now this brown and red and brown wire, these two little wires right there, small wire, they're my body can high and body can low wires. So we're gonna check that next. Okay, so setup is one of my scope leads here to my can high, which is a brown wire, and it's hooked up to the ground, and I have a communication right there. And let's look at the voltages. Starts off with 0.08 volt, goes up to 4.4 volts. That's body can high. So let's try can low. Okay. Come on. Okay, let me try that. Okay, can high. Sorry, can low. Let's look at that. So let me pause that actually. And so if you look at the cursor too, starts off with almost 5 volts, and can low goes down to almost 1.14 volts. So with the looks of it, we have can high communication, we have can low communication, and we have power and ground. So what's wrong with it? Is that a bad door control module? Sure looks like it, right? But this is what I noticed. Just because you have communication doesn't mean data is being transferred. Let me decrease my time base actually. Let's go to microsecond, 500 microsecond. Okay. Okay, and let me pause it. So you see the rising edge of these. They go up here and they go like that, like straight line, right? That shows if you're not paying attention to stuff that I almost made a mistake. But what I'm trying to say is like if you don't pay attention, if you're not paying attention, and you're just looking at just the communication, you would think that communication is there. But what I found here, let me reiterate what I'm trying to tell you. So let's pause it. So you see these right there, they're flat right there, right? If someone's looking at these waveform, you would think there's communications going, but what kind of communication going? Is it corrupted? Is it bad? Well, this is what I found out before I was about to call it draw control module, because everything's there and scanner's not communicating with it. I took this panel down and look, found aftermarket junk. See that? All that stuff. And someone was messing with this comb right there. That's a CAN connector comb right there. And let's go to wiring diagram. I'll tell you what that the designation of that connector is. Okay, so this is the CAN star connection or comb, whatever, however you want to call it, distribution bar. All the all the modules that connect to this connector over here, X30/6. If you look at it here, X30/6 cockpit voltage distributor connector, CAN connector. So what we saw, that's what we're looking at. So let's go back by the car. Okay, so it looks like someone put electrical tape around it and all that, and there's exposed wire as well too. You see that? So now, again, pay attention to these, okay? I'm gonna wiggle the wire. See these? Let me pause that. You see these little spikes? When you see those spikes on the data packet, that will allow message to pass through back and forth. I'll show you what I mean. Let me unpause it. We still have these little spikes going, and watch. Now we have a window working. See? If I wiggle the wire again, there, nothing's gonna happen now. Oh, let's go back to this. Oh, come on, of course I'm gonna do it now. Only two hands. There, let's see. See, I'm pressing the switch. Nothing is happening. Now, I mess with the wires again. You see these little spikes? There you go. So, yeah, hopefully it makes sense. So I'm gonna take this apart and see what's going on with it. Hopefully I can fix it. And yeah, we'll call it a fix. Hopefully I learned something, actually. And hopefully someone will take some benefit out of this video as well. Alright, that's it for the video.